Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. You know, your body is an absolutely incredible, highly intelligent machine. And here's the thing, it rarely just breaks down without giving you some sort of warning first. Just like any complex system, it actually has these built-in mechanisms to alert you when something is missing from its internal ecosystem. So today, we're going to decode your body's silent signals. We'll walk through 7 distinct warning signs that might be your body's way of telling you, hey, I'm missing some really important nutrients down here.
Now be totally honest with yourself for a second. Do you often find yourself feeling exhausted even after you've seemingly had plenty of sleep? Like you wake up, but you still feel like you're completely running on empty. Well, think of this feeling kind of like a dashboard warning light in your car. When that check engine light pops on, you don't just ignore it, right? And you definitely don't just brush it off like, oh, the car is just getting old. It's a very specific mechanical indicator that something under the hood needs attention. And guess what? Our bodies do the exact same thing. Through low energy, physical changes, or even unexpected aches.
All right, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at your body's warning signals. Then, energy and mind indicators. Third, we'll check out physical and exterior signs. Fourth, immunity and healing clues. And finally, the next steps for you.
Okay, starting off with Section 1, your body's warning signals. Let's talk about how to actually listen to what it's saying.
Now, there is a super crucial distinction we need to make between normal wear and tear and an actual red flag. Look, it's completely normal for our bodies to change as we age, or, to get a random muscle cramp after a really long walk. That happens. But the critical difference here really comes down to one word: persistent. When a symptom becomes ongoing, it crosses the line. It goes from being just a temporary, everyday fluctuation to a persistent warning sign that definitely warrants some deeper investigation.
Moving right along to Section 2, energy and mind indicators. This is all about how your brain and energy react when your fuel mix is off.
So if you're dealing with constant fatigue, even when you're getting enough rest, your body might actually be struggling with basic energy production right down at the cellular level. Based on the source material, there are 3 really common culprits here: low iron, vitamin B12, or vitamin D. Let's take vitamin B12 for example. It is literally required to form red blood cells, and those are the cells that carry the oxygen your body uses to create energy. Without enough B12, your internal battery simply cannot hold a charge, literally no matter how many hours you sleep.
And then there is poor concentration, or what we usually call brain fog. This is another massive indicator. Your brain is a high-performance engine, and fun fact, it's actually made up of nearly 60% fat. That is exactly why nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids aren't just a nice little bonus, they are a structural necessity. When you combine those with adequate iron and vitamin B12, these nutrients literally dictate your mental sharpness. If you skimp on this specific, high-quality fuel, your cognitive engine is absolutely going to sputter.
Next up, Section 3, physical and exterior signs. Let's look at what the outside of your body can tell us.
Have you ever noticed your nails getting weak or easily broken? Brittle nails are not just a cosmetic issue, guys. They are a direct physiological clue. Here's what happens. When your iron levels run low, your body goes into full-on triage mode. It logically prioritizes sending oxygen to your most vital organs to keep you alive, right? Which means it leaves your extremities, like your nail beds, starved of the oxygen and essential minerals they need for healthy cell turnover. So to support your nail health, you really have to build it from the inside out with a nutrient-rich diet. And you know what? That exact same biological triage applies to hair thinning. Your hair follicles happen to be some of the most metabolically active cells in your entire body. Because they demand so much energy and resources, they are very often the very first things to suffer when essential nutrients like protein, iron, and key vitamins are scarce in your diet. While our hair does naturally change as we age, noticeable uncharacteristic hair thinning is literally your body visibly showing you that its internal reserves are running low.
Let's move to Section 4, immunity and healing clues. Time to check on those internal repair signals.
Okay, earlier we mentioned that an occasional cramp is totally normal. But if you're experiencing frequent muscle cramps, your body is essentially sounding an alarm. Minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium act basically as the electrical switches that tell your muscle fibers to contract and relax. When your intake of these crucial electrolytes drops too low, those electrical signals start to misfire, and the result? Those painful spasms we all know as cramps.
Now, think about how your body responds to just a simple cut or scrape. If you're noticing slow wound healing, that is a massive indicator of a nutritional gap.
Your body's repair processes require very specific raw materials to rebuild tissue. For instance, vitamin C. It is required to synthesize collagen, which is the literal structural scaffolding of human skin. If you're lacking vitamin C, protein, or zinc, you are essentially asking your body's construction workers to build a brick wall without any bricks.
And what about frequent illness? Look, if you feel like you are catching literally every single bug that goes around your office, your immune system is likely lacking its basic ammunition. A normal, robust immune system relies heavily on a steady, daily supply of vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and protein. If you are constantly battling colds, it's absolutely time to evaluate how you're supplying your body's internal defense force, along with making sure you're getting proper sleep and moving your body, of course.
Which brings us to Section 5, Next Steps for you. What do we actually do with all this information?
And this brilliantly illustrates how everything we've just discussed unifies into one coherent picture. If we map our 7 silent signals, fatigue, brittle nails, cramps, slow healing, hair thinning, frequent illness, and poor focus directly to their potential missing nutrients, it really reveals the deep interconnectedness of our diet and our daily physical reality. Whether it's iron affecting both your energy and your nails, or vitamin C being absolutely crucial for both healing and your immunity, understanding this overlap gives you a super practical framework for reading your body's language.
So, here's your game plan. First, simply noticing these persistent signals is your first line of defense. Next, you want to focus on eating a balanced, diverse diet to make sure you're getting a broad intake of all these complex nutrients. But honestly, perhaps the most important step? Knowing when it's time to bring in an expert.
Now, this is super important because a lot of these symptoms share overlapping causes. Please remember that this explainer is strictly educational. It's not medical advice. Experiencing one of these signs, whether it's the fatigue or the hair thinning, does not automatically mean you have a nutrient deficiency. It's a clue, not a diagnosis. If you're experiencing persistent symptoms, always seek advice, diagnosis, and treatment from a qualified healthcare professional. Seriously, they are the expert mechanics for your specific engine.
We all so often just push through our busy days, completely ignoring the subtle signals that our incredible biology is sending us. But now, you actually have the baseline tools to start decoding them. Treat your body with the nutritional respect it deserves. And please, don't hesitate to consult a professional when that check engine light stays on. So, I'll leave you with this. What is your body trying to tell you today? Keep listening, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.